Let's dig a little bit deeper into this dark blue Dickies long-sleeved work uniform, shall we? Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Now, I'm getting a lot of comments in the video that I posted reacting to the newest Howard Blum article about the dark blue Dickies long-sleeved work uniform that's mentioned. I verbatim took what was stated in the article and put it in the Walmart website. And what I'm showing you in that video is what these words that are being spoken to us about this Dickies long-sleeved work uniform, what it shows you on the Walmart website for the Pullman Walmart. What these words given to the public populate, okay? To all the people in the comments claiming that I'm wrong and I'm looking at the wrong thing, no, I'm not. No, I am not. I pulled the verbiage from the article and showed you what that verbiage gives to the public. Now, I know that down here it states only there was no sign of the Dickies outfit. That statement, along with common sense, would make people want to believe that this is for coveralls or this is for overalls. And yeah, I mean, it would make more sense if he was in an all-over outfit that covered all of his body and not one of those just button down long sleeve shirts that the verbiage we, the public, were given in the article actually populates. I've literally gone into things from months and months and months ago to pull them up and try to figure out if and when this was specified anywhere. And I personally cannot find it. So I'm going to show you guys what I do have, what I have found, and then if you guys have anything additional, like if you actually know where this was specified or where this receipt was shown to us and it was real, I would love to know. So please drop it in the comments. Okay, so before we move on to the coveralls and I give my opinion on the coveralls versus the knife sheath situation, because that just makes no logical sense for those two things to be together, let's go over what the definition of a uniform is. Because I have people telling me that I'm wrong for looking up the shirt because a uniform is a coverall. A uniform is an overall. And no, it is not. No, it is not. As you can see, there's several meanings for the word uniform. And the fact that I'm even having to read this definition is kind of astonishing to me because I didn't realize how many people didn't understand like the concept of this word. Like, again, I understand people thinking in their heads this would have to be something that makes more sense, like coveralls or overalls, but that's not the verbiage we're being shown. And what we were doing was going over what we were being told. That's it. Not what we thought it was, but what we were being told, okay? So a uniform remaining the same in all cases and at all times, unchanging in form of character, denoting a garment forming part of a person's uniform. The distinctive clothing worn by members of the same organization or body or by children attending certain schools. Therefore, uniform does not mean one thing or another besides the fact it has to be the same as everything else. Uniformity. If a child goes to a school that requires uniforms, there's only a certain type of bottom, top, and like accessories, jacket-wise, backpack-wise, color codes, okay? Certain things they're allowed to wear for their uniform. If you work at McDonald's, you wear the McDonald's hat, the red shirt, and the black pants. If you work at Disneyland, your uniform literally might be you throwing on a red wig and a tail for the rest of the day. If you work as a lifeguard, you're either wearing a bathing suit or you're wearing swimming trunks. Uniform does not mean one specific thing. So for people telling me I was wrong for looking at a shirt because a uniform is an overall or a uniform is a coverall, no, that is completely inaccurate. But let's go ahead and move on to the actual coverall overall thing. So instead of copying and pasting like I did before, what we're being told in this article, I typed in Dickies dark blue long sleeve coveralls. And this one is pretty close to price. And that's like, they have this one that's $60. They have this one that's 45, but it's not long sleeve. This thing right here is 40. Okay, but the whole point is this. We're going to look at this one. There is no belt loops. Okay? There's no belt loops. That's cinching. That is cinching. There's no belt loops. Okay? So you're supposed to make me believe that a smart PhD student that was planning this event, okay, had to have been planning this event if y'all want me to believe he bought clothes especially for the occasion, okay? You're going to expect me to believe that he bought that outfit and then consciously brought a sheathed weapon, knowing that a belt has to run through that sheath. That's how that connects to the body. See, this is one piece and it's completely stitched, all right? There is no way that you're going to make me believe that someone who's supposed to be getting their PhD in criminology chose an outfit with no belt loops, but then a weapon that requires something with belt loops. No. A sheathed weapon to villains is like capes to superheroes. This doesn't make any sense. And I'm not going to sit here and entertain the fact that, oh, he must have had a belt wrapped around his waist anyway, and then somehow the belt came off. No, that wouldn't make any logical sense either. Why would someone who is planning an event that has knowledge of crimes and has extensively studied them choose to buy this outfit with no access for where to put a belt, but then take this weapon that needs it in order for it to be carried? That just doesn't make any sense, guys. It just doesn't. Now, something else that I want to show you is the fact that we don't even have information on a Dickies receipt from Walmart, period. I don't know where Howard Blum gets his very specific information. I highly doubt that someone is just giving him evidence photos to go through. I highly, highly doubt it. And stuff like this, receipts that are found inside of the suspect's house and whatnot, this kind of stuff is not going to be shared with the families. So the only way that this information could be legit is if there's leaks, if there's actual leaks coming out, because how else would Howard Blum know this very specific information if we don't see it anywhere? Okay. Now what we're going to do, this is this page drop that I was telling you guys about that we went over before, where we found out that Dawn Daniels mishandled the information, the blood evidence that came out of Bryan Kohberger's apartment. She waited 10 days, didn't have it where it was supposed to be, and didn't do crap about it until Ann Taylor met up with her at Bryan Kohberger's apartment. And there's a video about that I've already did. I'll have a card thing in the corner up here so that you guys that don't know all of that can go and watch that video, because it's all in there. Dawn Daniels takes full responsibility for the fact that this happened. It's in the documents. So go ahead and click that video to go over that. But this right here shows us, this is the inventory sheet from the apartment, from Bryan Kohberger's apartment. And it shows one Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag. Now, to me, that doesn't tell me that something from Dickies or a Dickies brand product is on that Walmart receipt. That just tells me that there was a Walmart receipt in the same vicinity as a Dickies tag, and so they put them together. Because a tag is like the actual brand tag that hangs off the clothes. Like we all rip those off, right? So that doesn't really make me believe that this was a Walmart receipt that said something about Dickies on it. It could be. It very well could be. Or this was just trash that happened to have been found together that doesn't have anything to do with the other. But then again, they're not going to take just a random Walmart receipt inside. I'm pretty sure it said something on it. Okay, I'm not stupid and I'm not trying to just make excuses for stuff. I'm just saying, with it claiming one Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag does not, to me, mean that this is one item. It means it's two separate items. It is a receipt and a tag that someone ripped off of a piece of clothing. Now we're going to go down to where this is also printed. See, one Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag, not one Walmart receipt for Dickies pants or one Walmart receipt for Dickies overalls. Okay, that's not how it's read. Now, the rest of this is just the verbiage for the search warrant. What we're going to be getting to is Dawn Daniels' actual statement after she met up with Ann Taylor. Okay, right here. Now, if you don't want to go back and actually watch my video about it, literally just these couple of sentences right here tells you what Dawn Daniels did with it. She's admitting to not putting the samples where it needed to be the entire time. You can just go ahead and read that and move on with life. But what we're looking at right here is the fact that Ann Taylor's team went inside and removed a receipt from the cupboard in the bathroom. They also took some paperwork out of the living room, but they took a receipt out of the bathroom cupboard after the search warrant had already been executed. So whatever this receipt was, it wasn't picked up in the search warrant. So I would assume that the people that were doing the search didn't deem it relevant. So I've always been curious as to why Ann Taylor's team felt the need to get it when it wasn't picked up as evidence. So, because to me, it would mean like it didn't say anything relevant, but maybe it did, and maybe they just didn't catch it. I don't know. And then again, it just shows that a small box was removed that had papers and receipts in it. But that's it. We don't have anything that proves this or this, okay? And it's also interesting that it says dark blue, because one of the biggest things that's been talked about in this is how we know for damn sure that Dylan did not say the words clad in black, okay? So that's been an interesting, conversation to see people going back and forth about, because we've been hearing clad in black forever, and now everyone's like, what is it now? Clad in blue? I mean, I guess, but if the house is dark and she's, just barely opening up the door and just happens to see this at like a half a second situation, it could look black to her. It could. If this whole scenario is correct, it could. I see how that would compute. But I think that's it, you guys. I just wanted to talk about that briefly. Every little detail does matter, and we need to be as specific and correct as possible, which is why I chose to copy and paste what we were being told into what we were looking for. Because what matters is what they're telling us, and if it adds up. If it doesn't add up, then that's where we start asking questions. But that is it for now, you guys. See y'all.